If you are selling digital products and don't have these 5 legal things in place, you are one angry customer away from a lawsuit. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing the 5 legal things that you need to have in place to protect yourself and your business. Now, to be clear, I am not an attorney and this is not legal advice. This is just educational advice from my own experience. Please do consult your own attorney for your specific situation. Now, with that said, let's hop over to my screen. Now, I am on my website. I'm going to scroll all the way down, and this is where you're typically going to find all the legal links that you need if you are selling digital products, if you're selling coaching, if you're selling anything online. The bottom of the website is where you're going to find all these links. Now, I know that a lot of people who sell digital products don't actually have websites. However, what I am saying as far as what you need is still applicable. Okay. So one of the first things that you're going to need is going to be your website terms and conditions. Now, again, like I said, if you don't have a website, then this does not apply, but you're still going to need terms and conditions on your sales page, which I'll talk about in a second. So your terms and conditions for your website specifically are going to outline the terms of visiting and using the website. So as you can see, I have my terms and conditions here. It has a lot of information, legal things to protect you as people are visiting your website. Now, I know a lot of you are going to take this and you're either going to try to go to my website and copy my terms and conditions, disclaimers, and all that stuff, but that's illegal. So don't do that. Go ahead and purchase you a template, update it for your website and your sales page. And then if you have questions, you need to consult an attorney. Another thing that I know y'all probably are going to do is go to ChatGPT or any of the AI tools to help you create one. I'm going to tell you, make sure you're getting a legal template from an actual attorney so that you make sure all your bases are covered and you're not relying on AI, which can make mistakes. Okay. So I'm going to leave links for the templates that I use myself. Do not go on my website and try to copy my templates or anything like that. I know a lot of times we don't want to spend money for these things, but these are things that you need to invest in for your business. So I will leave the link for them for you to purchase for your business in the description below and pin on the first comment as well. Okay. So these are my website terms and conditions. However, I did mention that if you don't have a website, you still need to have terms and conditions. So I'm going to click over to a sales page that I have. And this is for the viral views toolkit that I'm selling on this channel, actually. So you can check that out as well. But if I scroll down to the bottom, I'm going to make sure that I have terms for the actual product that I sell. So in this particular sales page, as you can see, right before someone even makes the purchase, I have a terms and conditions for this specific product. So by purchasing this product, they are agreeing to these terms. Now, we all have seen this when we're buying stuff online where there are terms and conditions when we have new apps that we download. A lot of times we don't read it, but legally you have to have that in place. So these are the terms and conditions for my digital product. Now, with that said, I do update this for every single digital product that I sell. Now, this is different from the terms and conditions on my website, and I do have a link to the template that I use for my digital products that you can grab in the description or in the first pinned comment as well. But this just outlines the use of the product legally, who owns the intellectual property, and also within this is another thing that you need to have, which is your refund policy. Now, I have a refund policy on my website, but I also have it stated within the terms and conditions of the digital product as well. So basically letting them know, hey, this is the refund policy for this particular product before you purchase it. Now, the onus is on the buyer, the consumer, to actually read this and know it, but it's also on you to make it available to them before they make the purchase so that they understand that these are the terms of the thing that they're actually purchasing. So you need to have your website terms. You also need to have your actual product terms and conditions. And then within those terms and conditions, you can also include your refund policy. I also have my refund policy on the bottom of my website as well. Now, these are general refund policies for the products and services that I offer. So this is going to show what my refund policy is on my digital products as well as my physical products, because I do have my book that I sell. And then if I'm still doing coaching, it'll have the cancellation policy and all those things. Now, here's the thing. If you've ever tried to apply for a payment platform like Stripe and you've gotten rejected, it's likely that you did not have these explicitly on your website and then linked on the bottom of the website in the footer. I have had that happen to me where I've tried to open up another Stripe account and I kept getting rejected and I did not understand why. I did some research and I realized that these are all things that you must have on your website in order to get approved. So again, if you are selling digital products, if you have a website, you're going to need to make sure you have all of this explicitly laid out on your website so that you can not only get approved for Stripe, but then also that you're legally protecting yourself. Now, the next thing that you want to make sure you have is going to be your privacy policy. Now, your privacy policy is going to cover literally how you're collecting and also using people's data when they come to your website. If they're opting into your email list, if you're doing text messages, this is all going to explain how their information is used, how it's being collected, if any third parties are using it, what happens when they comment and post, like anything related to the person's privacy needs to be outlined in this privacy policy. Now, I have this on the bottom of my website, but I also have this on my sales page because at this point in the sales page, they are giving me information. So I need to be very clear about how I'm storing, how I'm protecting the information that they're giving me, including their credit card information, their name, their address, their phone number, whatever I'm requiring for that particular purchase. So that privacy policy is linked on my sales page as well. So if you are creating a sales page, you don't necessarily have a website, you need to make a page that has a privacy policy. And again, I did not create any of this stuff from scratch. These are all templates that I purchased that I will leave a link for in the description. Now, the last thing that you want to make sure you have is your disclaimer. And I say it's last, but it's probably one of the most important things that you have. This is also on the bottom of my website, but also on my sales page. And this is literally a general disclaimer that I am not an attorney. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not any of those like licensed or credentialed professions, even though I'm like a certified financial educator. However, it's literally saying, hey, this is for educational purposes only. You need to consult a professional, a financial advisor, an attorney, a tax person for your own advice. So as you can see, this is not a substitute for professional advice. I am not an attorney or anything like that. It doesn't, constitute a client relationship or anything like that. So this is my disclaimer, letting people know. Also, I'm putting in a disclaimer if I have affiliates that I'm using, letting them know that I have affiliates. And then also you want to make sure if you are making any kind of income claims or success that people will get from using your products financially, there needs to be an earnings disclaimer, testimonials, and other kind of disclaimers letting people know like, hey, these results may not be typical. You may not get this result. It all depends on your work. All those things you need to let people know, like, this is what you're getting. This is what you can expect. So you need to have your disclaimer on your website, but then also in your sales page footer as well. So again, these are the 5 legal things that you need to have in place if you are selling digital products, if you're selling courses, coaching, anything online. You need to have these legal documents on your website and on your sales page. Again, I'm not an attorney. This is all educational information from my own experience of being online and selling digital products for over a decade, and also from consulting with my own attorney on my legal documents, my contracts, and all those things. So I'm going to leave the link for the templates and all those things in the description and in the first comment. And then of course, if you want to know how to sell more of your digital products, check out this next video.